Good evening to all of you. I would request Sebastian sir to take over. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, Prashant. Is it good to go?
Yes, sir.
Coming together as beginning and keeping together as a progress and working together as success. A very good evening and a cordial welcome to the esteemed doctors, dedicated staff, and the distinguished dignitaries. On behalf of Medtrain, Bharti Vidyapeeth, we extend a hearty welcome to everyone. So may this auspicious moment signify the commencement of a rewarding journey with the Neonatal Ventilation Course offered by Medtrain in collaboration with Bharti Vidyapeeth. So we extend our sincere welcome to the participants of this course and their families for this virtual inaugural ceremony. And your presence adds warmth and the significance to this occasion. Simultaneously, we are delighted to welcome our esteemed guest to this today's inaugural ceremony. Commencing the inaugurations, we will be graced by a prayer song to seek the divine blessing for this auspicious new beginning. I request the team to play the song.
महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि 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 वसिष्ठवामदेवादिवन्दितमहागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि वसिष्ठवामदेवादिवन्दित महागणपतिम्
Thank you so much. And now I would like to extend an invitation to Dr. Jagdish Chinnappa, Director of Medtrain and an acclaimed pediatric consultant, to greet and welcome this virtual gathering.
Thank you, Sebastian, for the invitation. Respected faculty of this Neovent course, Dr. Sridhar and Dr. Karthik, welcome. And all the other faculty members, I can see Dr. Vineet Bhandari and Dr. Kiran More and others who are here today. It gives us great pleasure on behalf of Medtrain to welcome you today to this inaugural function. Medtrain was started about 5 years back. And the dream of Medtrain was to give an experiential learning journey in a hybrid format for doctors to learn new methods which they could apply immediately in their practice. That was the aim with which this organization was started. And we started with our flagship program, the Allergy Asthma course, which in its 6th edition today has become extremely popular and one of the most sought after programs in the training of allergy in our country. There are a large number of students also from outside the country who have joined this course. And what has been unique about this course is that practicing doctors can do this course wherever they are and come in for a personal contact session and constant clarification of the content from the faculty. So this has been a very unique kind of a learning experience for not only practitioners, but us too. So we are very happy about how the organization has progressed till now. After the launch of the allergy asthma program, the next program we launched was the nutrition program, which was also extremely well received. And now we are extremely excited about this program. Neonatal ventilation there are a number of courses and number of people teaching neonatal ventilation. But these stalwarts who are here today have such experience, which is phenomenally useful for the practitioners to learn all the intricacies and get the true knowledge of how to ventilate a newborn baby. So I think we are very proud to be associated with Dr. Karthik, Dr. Sridhar, and all the other faculty. to help us with the certification, to help us with getting credibility for this course. We must thank Bharti Vidyapeeth, led by Dr. Sanjay Lalwani, who has helped us always and supported us in ensuring that the quality programs are reached across to all our doctors. So we thank Dr. Sanjay Lalwani. And of course, we have a very strong team which the faculty must have interacted with in Medtrain. Dr. Bala has led this entire enterprise so beautifully, and is such a hardworking person that he is the backbone of Medtrain. In addition to that, he is ably supported by Sebastian, Ramya, and all the others whom you have interacted with in the last few days. We also have the back-end technical team where Prashant and all others are there who will help you in the technical delivery of this course. So I am really happy about the launch of this course today, and I wish this course all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you so much for the warm welcome note and for your valuable information. I now request Dr. Karthik Nagesh, MD, FRCP, CH, UK, the course director, to talk about what is unique about this neonatal ventilation course and why. Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you. Thank you so much. At the outset, it's indeed a proud privilege and a pleasure to be probably initiating this program on neonatal ventilation. I'm very, very thankful to the Medtrain team, especially Dr. Jagdish Chinnappa, who's the director, and also Dr. Balachandra. Both of them are colleagues, very, very dedicated pediatricians at Manipal Hospital here. And it's been about 1 year since this program has been in the we've been trying to develop this program. And thanks to all the efforts by my colleague, Dr. Sridhar, who's an amazing person, a brilliant fellow, and he has been my kind of almost like my strong support all these last 1 year or so. And we have been trying to curate out this program. And my fantastic friends, neonatal colleagues of great reputation, like Dr. Vineet Bhandari, who's here, and Kiran More, who's here, Dr. Satish J. Pujari here. They're all amazing people who have worked very hard in the field of newborn ventilation, and they are here to curate out a program which will be probably the most unique program. And years to come, probably it will become a kind of unique and very, very well-known program, which I'm sure is going to happen. Thank you, Dr. Jagdish and Dr. Bala, for giving this opportunity, and all my faculty friends for sharing their experiences in this course. Thank you so much. Now, as far as Dr. Sanjay Lalwani is concerned, I'm very thankful to him. He's been a good friend for more than 30 years now. He readily agreed to allow certification for this program after we go through the 6 months exercise for the candidates. And at the end of it, it'll be a great certification, which probably be one of the first of its kind in the field of newborn ventilation. So we're hoping, and thank you so much, Dr. Sanjay, for giving us this opportunity. Now, can you see my screen, please? Prashant?
Yes, Dr. Karthik. Yes, Dr. Karthik, we can see
Okay,
it.
fine. Now, as far as the program details are concerned, of course, Sridhar is going to talk more about the details of the program, but I'll just be giving a little reasoning as to why we wanted to start this program. Just for the students who are here, who are keen to learn more about newborn ventilation, we all know that ventilation started 60 years ago in newborn medicine when President Kennedy's baby unfortunately could not survive in spite of being given the best care at Harvard. And that baby had severe respiratory distress. And unfortunately, ventilation at that time was in its nuances. There's a lot of trust which was put into newborn ventilation at that time. And you see that subsequently the major treatment modalities for respiratory problems in newborns has been ventilation, which has made a great sea change. Of course, surfactant has been the other thing, which for 40 years now we know has been the other reason why babies get better. But then when we talk about ventilating babies, we have to be careful that we don't do any harm more than what the disease can cause to the baby. So typically, we keep on talking in field of medicine. First, do no harm, as we call it, or primum non nocere. So this is what we want to address this situation in the next 6 months in this course. We've figured it out, and you're going to learn the nuances of ventilating babies better so that you become adept at it. The primary problem we found that newborn ventilation, apart from being a great science, there's a lot of art involved in ventilating baby, and this is something which our faculty, which is experienced here, is going to probably convey through their wisdom and experience over so many years. Like Professor Vineet Bhandari has been 40 years in this field of ventilating babies. Kiran Mori about 30 years now. So we're all going to see how best we can convey this to you. What is worrying us, especially this last decade or so, I've been seeing, because of probably less access to ventilating babies or less training modalities, the skills in newborn ventilation have been coming down. Especially, I can see it in my own students and even young faculty. So we call this hyposcilia. This is not only related to newborn ventilation. Any field of medicine, we find that the clinical skills are coming down. Probably more investigative modalities are coming, and probably people are losing the art and science of looking after babies better through ventilation. So this is something which we wanted to address through this course, and hopefully we'll be able to do this effectively. Now, also one reason could be that the aggressive invasive ventilation modalities have now come down with the advent of antenatal steroids, delivery room CPAP, etc. Mostly we are doing non-invasive ventilation, with professors like Professor Vineet Bhandari are the original researchers in this field. You'll hear it from them. But then there's an art and science to that as well. But you cannot say that regular invasive ventilation may not be necessary anymore. And we do feel many times we are confronted with hypoxic respiratory failures, PPHNs, airway problems, and so many other reasons for us to ventilate babies better. And these are all the kind of techniques we hope to address in this next 6 months. So this is a very carefully planned and curated program covering all aspects of neonatal ventilation. You're going to learn from the experts themselves who have been at the forefront of research in newborn ventilation. It's going to be very, very focused and at their own pace. So we all realize that we all are adults and we have probably have learned some things, and then we need to relearn some things after unlearning some things. So we are here to teach you newer things. And I'm very proud to say that Dr. Sridhar Kalyanasundaram, who is our own alumni from PGI Chandigarh, he was my junior from PGI. He's been at the forefront of curating out this program, and you'll hear it from him directly as to what he has planned for us in this next 6 months. Dr. Jagdish Chinnappa and Dr. Balachandra, as I told you, they are the visionaries who have created this platform, the learning management software, which we're going to have a great experiential program this next 6 months. Dr. Rakesh Sani was my junior from Maulana Azad Medical College. He's professor, medical director of the NICUs at Columbia University. He's a very well-known person in the field of CPAP, original research. He's going to be talking some lectures on this. And Professor Vineet Bhandari, who's here already, who's a world-renowned authority on non-invasive ventilation, especially synchronized ventilation modalities. I think we are very proud to have him. Thank you, Professor Vineet, for joining us here. And it will be a pleasure to listen to you. Dr. Satish Dev Pujari is a great friend who is an astute respiratory physiologist, and he's a pediatric intensivist with a special interest in blood gases, and he's going to be taking those lectures for us. Dr. Kiran More is a very well-known neonatologist who has spent a lot of time in Australia, and we have the fortune of him having us now back in India in Thane in his own hospital. And he is going to be talking about advanced modalities of ventilation. Professor Pradeep Suryavanshi also is from Bharti Vidyapeeth. He, as you all know, is a very well-known exponent in neonatal echo and ultrasound, and he's going to be also involved in teaching us hemodynamics and other modalities while we're ventilating babies. Dr. Srinivas Murki is a well-known figure in India. and he has done original work last 20 years on CPAP and respiratory support. But then he has been a forerunner for ventilation workshops. I have had the fortune of doing many neonatal ventilation workshops in person workshops. We and the All India Institute and PGI team have done it together, and he is going to be also joining us. And I have great privilege in introducing Dr. Razak, who is my own fellow, who has been an astute neonatologist the last 10 years. He's made a great name for himself. He was at McMaster's doing fellowship, and then now he's doing another fellowship in Monash University, doing his PhD as well. And he is going to be talking to us about primary respiratory failure problems and respiratory physiology and the dynamics of respiratory problems in babies. So, having said that, we definitely have realized that all of you are self motivated, self directional attitudes you all have, and this experiential adult learning platform for which you have come is probably because you really are very, very focused on trying to learn more, and this readiness to learn is probably has brought us here, and we are hopefully going to mentor you and trying to see how best we can orient you towards this process of relearning. Thank you very much, and now I'll request my colleague Dr. Sridhar. He's going to be talking about all these other uh, details about how the course will be done. But before that, I think Professor Sanjay Lalwani, if he has joined, probably he'll be talking a little bit about the how the program was envisaged and then how Bharti Vidyapeeth has got into the joint partnership with us. Thank you so much.
And Professor Sani has joined as well, Dr. Karthik.
Oh, yes. Is that so? I didn't see. Professor Sani, welcome. Very nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining us and giving us this great encouragement. I was just talking about you, and he's been a pioneer in CPAP and respiratory support, and he's the medical director of the NICUs and the Columbia University program in New York. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you so much for shedding light on this course and its significance. Now, I would like to extend an invitation to Dr. Sanjay Lalwani, the professor and the head of the Department of Pediatrics, the Dean of the Faculty Medicines, Vice Principal and the Medical Director of Bharti Vidyapeeth Medical College, Pune, to provide a brief overview of the role of Bharti Vidyapeeth in this course. Over to you, Doctor.
Yeah, I think, thanks, Sebastian. First and foremost, I must congratulate Jagdish and the Medtrain team to roll out this third program under the joint collaboration with the Medtrain and Bharti Vidyapeeth Medical College, Pune. I think we here at the Department of Pediatrics, of course, are very clear that how at a university level we can benefit large audience, especially the fellow colleague pediatricians and neonatologists through various training program. I'm sure with the galaxy of experts from the country and outside the country and this hybrid model of training, the pediatrician oblique the young neonatologist on neonatal ventilation will go a long way. And I think this is the platform where we can reach a lot of people across the country, across the globe in the training program. I'm sure the success of the training program will be judged over the batches which passes and the feedback from the students who join the course and implement the knowledge which they have gained through their course and how much it translates into their day-to-day practice. I'm sure that this program will have, and I'm sure the galaxy of speakers with Jagdish and his team have got on the common platform will benefit each and every one of you who joins the course. I wish the course a great success and a good learning for all the participants who have joined this particular course. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Expressing gratitude for your unwavering support. Now, I extend an invitation to Dr. Sridhar Kalyanasundaram, MD, DM, FRCP, CH UK, the course director and the senior consultant neonatologist in UK and UAE since 2012, to provide the outline of the neonatal ventilation course and the journey. Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you, Sebastian, and thank you, everyone. As Dr. Karthik mentioned, it's our privilege to be welcoming you all, and we are proud to have the esteemed faculty joining us as well. All of you might have read Professor Vineet Bhandari's books on bronchopulmonary dysplasia, so he's one of the pioneers in the field and obviously bringing up fresh perspectives. And Dr. Professor Rakesh Sani as well. He's from the unit where CPAP really originated in the neonatal terms, and that's where we started learning how to do CPAP, Professor Wang, Professor Sani, and everyone. And we are very privileged to have such esteemed people, and of course, all the colleagues that Professor Karthik Nagesh introduced. And
I
it's my
also
privilege. He's very kind with his.
invite Professor Srinivas Murki. I think he's just now joined. Thank you, Srinivas, for joining.
Welcome, Srinivas. Thank you for joining, and thank you, Kiran and Dr. Satish as well. Dr. Karthik has been very kind in his introduction, obviously, and he's it's his brainchild, and along with Dr. Jagdish, he has worked it, and I'm lucky to be together in a team to present it in a good way. This is the first batch. It's a proud moment for all of you who have joined the batch and for us as well. And as I mentioned in my welcome message, we are one family, and hopefully this bond will continue for a long time. A quick overview of how the course will work. I'll keep it simple, but we will have more discussion as well later on once the formal inauguration is finished. The modules, I'll come up to that next. All of you may be familiar with how the modules are arranged, but the modules are released in a schedule, and once it is released, you will be able to see that module as well as what is released prior to that. But till you finish a particular module and go on to the next stage, the next ones will stay locked. So you finish one module and then move on to the next one. Some of you may find it a bit slow, but the reason we kept it like that is, as Dr. Karthik mentioned, it's an adult form of learning. What we are projecting in these modules, the expert lectures, are only one particular aspect. So we want you to read wider, to think more about these topics, and be ready yourself when we come to the online interactive sessions that we have on these modules as well. So as I said, don't restrict to watching the video. Wider reading is essential related to that. Any of the good textbooks or articles are good, and obviously the more you read about a subject, the more questions you may have, and you're welcome to share your new knowledge or ask questions in our groups as well. Do feel free to share any good article or particular points that you want to share with the group for the other students as well. And if you have any specific questions that you want to clarify as you watch the video or you read yourself, please note it down so that it can be put in as questions on the group, which we can either clarify on the WhatsApp group itself, or we will discuss in the online sessions, and we can also get the feedback from the faculty as needed. So we have 8 modules. The first module, which will be released today, is the overview of respiratory distress. This is a broad topic, obviously, and most of you would have basic information about this topic. Read wider on any aspects that you feel you need to know more, because this is the foundation of the pathophysiology of a problem and how we approach ventilation related to the condition. The second module is on pulmonary mechanics, mainly by Dr. Abdul Razak, and we have respiratory failure and its approach as a third module. Professor Satish will be discussing oxygenation, and both him and Dr. Abdul Razak will be discussing overview of blood gas analysis. So this is the basics part, and we have the module 6, 7, and 8, which will be discussed after we have the personal contact sessions in Bangalore on April 21st, which we will discuss as well. So the basics of mechanical ventilation will be covered by stalwarts Sridhar Murki as well as Professor Sani, and the practical approach mainly discussed by Professor Vineet Bhandari, Dr. Karthik Nagesh, and colleagues. And of course, additional measures is where we have supportive management of a baby on ventilatory care, surfactant therapy, hemodynamic monitoring, approach to PPHN, and all that. So waveform analysis, and everything will be discussed in the end. So you will get a taste of all these when we meet in April. So we are not leaving everything for the end. And these 3 modules in the end, which will be released as the last 3 modules, would already be familiar with that from the workshops. So it's a 6-month course, and we have 12 online contact sessions in total. We have 2 days of personal contact session. We have 2 exams, mid and final exams, plus other assessments, as I will explain. We are very proud to say that we have 33 registrations, and all of you are very welcome. Thank you for choosing to join us for the first course. Of course, as Dr. Karthik said, we will probably start expanding and get more candidates. We have overseas candidates as well. A special welcome to them. And we will try to discuss how best to suit the time zone differences as well. So this is a nutshell, 8 modules. Each module has 2 to 4 chapters. And we would recommend self-learning for each chapter as well. The academic calendar will be provided to you, and we will be flexible. This is the first batch, and we will try to give some options to fit everyone in the online and physical sessions as best as we can. But we do have limitations in terms of faculty and team timing. So the online sessions I will explain next as well. So we will try to work around either a common date or a couple of days when we can overlap. And we have the WhatsApp groups to support you. The faculty that we have are extremely busy, so it's mainly myself and Dr. Karthik who will be taking the online contact sessions as well as the responsibility for the WhatsApp group. We have a separate faculty group, and once we have questions specific for faculty topics, we'll share it with the faculty and get their responses either as a typed response or even as a short video that they may record and send. So the technical support is also available, and as Professor Jagdish mentioned, Medtrain team is very experienced for more than 5 years now, and we all learn on the job, and they have reached the learning curve is excellent now, and they are beyond that stage where they are excelling. The online contact session is one of the key parts where, in addition to your learning, we will be interacting and we will have opportunity for you to present as well. So this will happen every 2 weeks from the start to the end of the course. It will be like 1 to 1.5 hours. And we will start with 3 to 4 multiple choice questions on the module as a discussion basis. Some of you might answer this, and then we will discuss why we choose an answer. There will be 2 short presentations by the students. The reason we said 2 presentations is because we don't want to overshoot the time. And those who are not presenting in the online contact session will present in the physical contact session, and we will discuss who will confirm their attendance and then allot to them. If there is expert input from other faculty, I mentioned this already, and attendance is compulsory, but we understand that you're all busy clinicians. Some of you are running your own unit, some of you are overseas and the time zones are different. So if you're not able to attend live, we need to confirm that you watch the recording. So our team, the Medtrain team, will be monitoring this, and you will not be able to skip the videos. You will have to watch them when you find time. So try to join online live if possible, because you yourself can interact directly. But if you miss out, you can always watch and ask questions that you are unable to ask in the live session. We do have 25 marks for attending all the online and personal sessions, which will include 10 marks for your individual presentation. So all of you will definitely get an opportunity to present. The recorded version will be available, and completing is essential for course completion as well. The mandatory rules, obviously, the students should present one topic, which will be a case-based discussion on one of the topics during the course module. We will allot about 2 weeks in advance. We probably will make a roster and share it with you. If you need to change it, we may have to swap. And as I said, the ones presenting during the personal session, we need their confirmation before we can do that. And use PowerPoint format for preparing and presenting, and the Medtrain team can help you with that if you need any support. The PowerPoint should reach the Medtrain team and the supervisor 4 days prior to the date for the faculty review. We should be on time so that sessions start on time, and the attention to mute and mute is very important. Chat box can be used appropriately, raising hands and so on. So again, the technical support team will have a short briefing for all of you. And it's compulsory to keep your video on during the OCS, and the meeting will be recorded as well. You will receive a monthly update indicating your progress and highlighting any outstanding tasks. And if you face any challenges or you're identified as facing challenges, the team will reach out to the faculty for additional support. And obviously, we will try to support those who are behind or who need additional support. We're also very happy to see one of the nurses from UAE who has joined the course. Very welcome to Meera. And I'm sure you'll enjoy it. If you find any aspect difficult, please let us know, and we will fine tune it to your level as well. So the personal contact session, we have decided it will be on 20th and 21st of April. We will be inviting the faculty as well, and we can't guarantee all of them will be there, but at least we will be going through their videos to some extent for the future modules, the specific practical aspects of it. And we will have the ventilator demo, the supportive care, possibly hemodynamics in a brief demo as well. So this will give a summary of what is to come for the last 3 months, and this will prepare you to actually clinically manage the patients. So this will be for 2 days, and physical attendance is preferred where possible, and most practical aspects will be covered, but this will be recorded as well. So those who are unable to attend physically, we would definitely need you to watch this online. And the attendance and interaction will be monitored, and one assignment should be completed. The allotment we mentioned already. So we will have 2 assessment tests. One will be just before the start of the personal contact session. If you are physically present, you will do it physically half an hour before the start of the day, like 8:30 in the morning. And those who are not here physically will do it online, just like the final exam will be conducted. So it will be 25 MCQs covering the basics in the beginning, and 50 MCQs covering the entire course in the end. So these are the main assessments. We don't have regular MCQs following each module, but this will be part of the OCS as we discussed. And the 50 marks will be for the final test, 25 for the mid test, and 25 for the OCS, PCS, and your contribution. So this will be the scoring, and this will lead to the certification. So in the final 2 weeks, we'll have a final integration of all the modules, time for your clarification as well as the exit exam. And the certification will follow the exam scores and your completion. I'm sure all of you will be clearing it with flying colors, and I'm sure this will benefit your course. One thing I would like to point out, as Dr. Karthik mentioned, ventilation is something that's evolving. There is no single way to do ventilation, and we are all becoming more minimalist as far as we can. So aggressive management and early intervention is important, but over aggressive management is not going to be beneficial. So we have to plan what we will do. We have to understand the pathophysiology, and if we manage to convey that key message to you in the end as to how you choose the mode of ventilation according to the underlying pathophysiology, how you watch the patient and fine tune what to do, then it will be successful from our side. So we mentioned the eligibility for the final exam. Again, the team will be monitoring your attendance in the OCS, the presentation, and the faculty will feedback on your performance as well. So please do cooperate and take the presentation seriously, and we will try our best to support you. If you have any doubts and questions, you would post it on the WhatsApp group. Don't expect an immediate response. We're all busy clinicians, and not all of us know everything, and we have to be humble to accept what we don't know. So please, if there is any topic that needs further review, we will mention that, and we may seek the other faculty's help. And if you disagree with anything that we mentioned, don't hesitate to do that, because we learn all the time. We're all learning every day. So if you have anything to bring in from your own experience, please don't hesitate. Not everything that the faculty says is going to be true all the time. It doesn't fit all the scenarios, so don't hesitate to speak up. And please don't try to message or call the faculty directly. Better to keep it in the group. As you understand, we have our personal routine as well. We have our technical support team, and you'll get a briefing on that shortly. And this is the summary of how the course will work. And in addition to watching the modules, please aim to allot 1 hour a day as far as possible for optimal learning. For example, if you're choosing one particular textbook, I don't want to recommend any specific textbook you can choose. If you choose a particular textbook, read 1 hour a day. Obviously, we're all busy clinicians, and reading 1 hour a day is not easy, but this is going to be the crux. What we are giving you is a platform to get together with other like-minded people who are keen to learn, and you have senior faculty to guide you and to goad you as well. Use this opportunity to expand your knowledge. We are not having any research project, or it won't lead to publication, but obviously this can stimulate you to the next level where you would be involved in some research in your local region and possibly excel in your field. And of course, the faculty who have given their valuable time, there is no way to thank them adequately, because they have put in so much effort. The Medtrain team have converted their lectures into interactive videos, which you will appreciate for sure. So many thanks to the team as well. And with this, I know it was a bit lengthy, but I had to be detailed about it. I hope this helped. Thank you. And I think we will go with the program, and then we will have a short session where I hope we have a couple of minutes for our faculty who are here to have a couple of words as well. And then we will get introduced to the students after we end the formal session. Over to you, Sebastian, again.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you so much for the complete overview of this neonatal ventilation course structure. And I'm sure that your presentations have clarified various queries lingering in the minds of the incoming batch, and much appreciated. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the end of the inaugural ceremony, and on behalf of Medtrain and Bharti Vidyapeeth, I would like to thank once again and welcome to the neonatal new batch to join our family. And I request Dr. Balachandra, the director of Medtrain, to impart his closing remarks and graciously deliver the vote of thanks. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Sebastian. So, good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Balachandra. I am a pediatrician and allergy asthma specialist. And coming to the culmination of this beautiful inauguration program and an informative program, so I would like to extend my vote of thanks to everyone. To start with, Prashant, next slide. So, Bharti Vidyapeeth and Medtrain, they are going to be the certifying body for this neonatal ventilation course. Now, the credibility of any course comes from the institute where you're getting certified, and Bharti Vidyapeeth is a deemed university and is an authority in many subjects. So, Bharti Vidyapeeth certification has got a good value, and Medtrain has become a name of digital education in India. So, the certifying bodies of Medtrain and Bharti Vidyapeeth is definitely going to add value towards you. Next. Dr. Karthik Nagesh sir and Dr. Sridhar Kalyanasundaram have been working extremely hard from last 1 year with several meetings, starting from conceptualizing of the course to the getting the best faculty for this particular course, and several meetings in terms of the content and curriculum development. It's been a great effort from Dr. Karthik Nagesh sir and Dr. Sridhar sir to get this beautiful course in front of you. Next. So, Medtrain has been a dream of Dr. Jagdish Chinnappa sir, and it's his dream child where need to upskill doctors, nurses, and paramedics in their field. So that's his dream, what is laid on to the Medtrain, and today we have several courses under the platform of Medtrain. And Dr. Sanjay Lalwani sir has been very, very instrumental in certifying us for from Bharti Vidyapeeth and adding credibility. Next. So my big thank you for the faculty team. We have seen in our other courses also, it is the faculty team which is going to make a big difference in the course. So the students get join the course or get attracted to the course or get influenced by the good faculty in the particular program. And Dr. Karthik Nagesh sir, Dr. Sridhar Kalyanasundaram, Dr. Rakesh Sahani, Dr. Vineet Bhandari, Dr. Satish Diopojari, Dr. Kiran More, Dr. Pradeep Suryavanshi, Dr. Srinivas Murki, and Dr. Abdul Razak. So they have done best of their efforts to get you the best contents in front of you, and I'm sure that you will enjoy this particular course. So coming back to my our Medtrain team. So Medtrain team is a big family which has got a different levels of people working. But all of them work in such a synchrony that the execution will be very, very smooth. So Mr. Sebastian Maria is a program manager, and Miss Ramya, she is the chief of operations. She takes care of all the courses. and Mr. Anand is in administration and website development, and Ms. Archana into accounts, and Prashant is a content developer, and Ms. Nandini is a program coordinator, and Mr. Rajesh, Mr. Satish John, and Mr. Surya, they're all animators. So every 1 hour of content which comes onto your platform takes about 35 to 40 hours of effort from the technical team and the animation team and the proofreading team. So they put a lot of effort to make sure that the content is easily understandable with a lot of animations. Mr. Santosh is a web developer, and Mr. Arish plays a role in technical support. So complete content, what you're going to learn is delivered through learning management system. So this is a specialized software which you will be used to deliver the content through your mobile platform. And Mr. Anand, Prashant, and Ms. Archana and Nandini major role in this. Content development team, as I mentioned, once the content comes from the faculty, a lot of effort goes into making to a more enriching experience. And Mr. Rajesh, Satish, John, Prashant, Anand, Satish, Surya, Arish Rao play a major role here. Most of the content, once it is developed, it goes to the proofreading, and first level of proofreading is done by Dr. Sumalata Soppa. She is a pediatrician allergist. And thank you to our Sebastian, who's an MC for all our programs. Thank you, Sebastian. And website design and marketing by Mr. Anand, Mr. Rubin, Santosh, and Mr. Prashant. And finally, a big thank you for all our audience and students who have trusted and who have put their faith on us and joined this particular course. And I assure you from the Medtrain as a director that you will definitely at the end of 6 months will be much knowledgeable. You will appreciate the course and you will recommend the course. That's our confidence level. And finally, whenever we do any of this program, let it be a faculty or our Medtrain team members or all of you together would sacrifice our significant amount of time in doing this. And at the end of the day, it's our families who silently support us for everything. So we should put all our thanks to our families who are silently supporting us. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Can I just request that, we will continue with the session, so please don't leave. But Sebastian, please complete the formal one. I would
Yes.
request the faculty to stay back for a minute just to speak to the team who are gathered as well for a minute or so.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us on this important journey. So let this learning commence, and may our collective efforts illuminate the path towards a brighter and a healthier future for the neonates everywhere. So the next sessions on the LMS training will be taken over by Mr. Prashant, Ms. Nandini, and Mr. Harish Rao from Medtrain. And thank you and wish you all a very, very happy and a knowledge-rich journey. So I request the team to please take over the next session.